So this is the video of our meat-eating plants. It's a short one, so just sit quietly and watch the board.
Pitcher plants stand waiting for small life forms to fall into their tracks. Within the realm of carnivorous plants, they are without a doubt the largest and most colorful species. Pitcher plants aren't the only plants that feed on small animals. There are others that also grow in swamps and bogs, like this one. Although not as impressive in size, the form and color of these little plants makes them special. But perhaps most impressive is the system utilized by these plants to capture their prey. They actually kill their prey before digesting them. These plants are known as sundews, and this species is called Drosera rotundifolia, the round-leaf sundew. One of the principal aspects of these plants is that the leaves are covered in tentacles, which have these shiny, colorful glands that produce this attractive and sticky nectar. It is an elixir that lures innocent insects directly to their death.
So that's a real-life picture of an insect getting kind of closed in by that plant. This is a plant that we talked about this week.
Pitcher plants, sundews, and other carnivorous plant species all use different systems to capture their prey. The pitcher's full of digestive juices, sticky tentacles, and other deadly traps all have one thing in common. They are all modified leaves. But the most dramatic system for capturing small animals, and the most impressive modification that can be seen in the entire carnivorous plant world, belong to one plant. It grows here, in only one small area in the Carolinas, in the southeastern part of the United States. This plant is the Venus flytrap. Ellis and Curtis dedicated themselves to long periods of study in order to understand the mechanics and the biology behind the system utilized by the flytrap to capture its prey. This new discovery made a huge impact on the scientific community, such that Linnaeus called this plant Miraculum Naturae, the miracle of the natural world. And if you want to know why, just watch this. Numerous types of prey had fallen victim to the jaws of the flytrap, the most common being spiders, ants, and crickets. But certainly it depends on if the size of the insect is appropriate for these small traps. I believe this one is a little too big.
All right, so in that video, what were some of the plants that they showed us that we talked about in our reading story this week and last week? Heather, what's one of them?
Flytraps. Venus flytrap.
Venus flytraps, there you go. Yes, a Venus flytrap, that's one of them that they talked about. What was another one that they showed us on the video?
Excuse me for the interruption, but if there are any students who need to buy books at the book fair, please send them down at this time.
Which we already had our terms, that's okay. Jaden, what was another one? Okay, what was the sticky one? Can someone help them think of the name? Sundew plants, very good. And we learned that there's all kinds of different sundew plants, but they were showing us one sundew plant there. Good. Marley, what's another one that they showed us in the video? The pitcher plant, very good, okay? And remember, it said, what did it say? That was the first plant that they showed us in the video. What did they say about the pitcher plant? Do you guys remember what they said?
That they are the most colorful in all species.
Very good. They're the most colorful of the carnivorous plants and the tallest. Good job. Good job remembering those details. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to split into groups, and we're going to work on activities with our groups on carnivorous plants. Okay, there's going to be 5 different groups. Okay, so one group will be working with me back at the round table. We're going to be working on something with the meat-eating plants. Sit down, Quincy. Okay. Then there's going to be 2 groups in the back that will be working on the same activity, and then 2 groups in the front that will be working on the same activity. Okay, and I even, those of you that are going to be working at the groups of desks, I made up a little sheet so you guys know what to do. So if you guys get kind of lost and you're not sure what to do next, I made up a sheet for you of directions. Okay, so let me grab these. So if you look, I'm going to set these right here, okay? So the group that is going to be doing the Scholastic News article, okay, there is a sheet that's going to be with it. Have a seat. Okay, and it says as a group you're going to read and talk about the meat-eating plants, okay, the news article, which is this. You're going to complete page 4, where are picture plants found, which is in the back. Okay, this is the sheet you're going to complete. When you're done with that, you're going to then go on to the reading comprehension check, which is on a separate page. You're going to work together. You're going to read the directions. You've got to remember to use complete sentences. You can use the article to find the answers. And then when you're done with that, you can do the crossword on the back, okay, as a group. So this is going to be the 2 groups that are working in the back of the room. The groups that are in the front of the room, you guys are going to be working on something else with carnivorous plants. You're going to read an article, okay, and it's 2 sides. And it talks about some of the plants that we actually just seen in the video and the plants that we read in our story from last week and this week. Ariana, are you listening? You gotta listen. And then there's actually a page front and back with questions. Some of them are multiple choice, some of them you have to write in the answer. So make sure you're reading the questions carefully. I also printed up a page for you of what you need to do. And I'm going to have a group leader. So the group leader, whenever we get into our groups, will come get all the supplies. And then the group leader will kind of make sure you guys are on track. If you want to put a little check mark by these when you complete them, that's great. So you're going to write your names at the top. You're going to read and talk about the article. You're going to answer the pages, or answer all the questions. Dante, have a seat. Answer all the questions on the second page. If you get done doing that, then I also am going to have you guys, okay, you guys are going to include this page, or complete this page, I should say. 3 things I learned about. You guys will get to choose a meat-eating plant that you want that you learned something about this week, okay? Maybe one of your favorites. You're going to write the name of the plant on the line, and then you're going to fill in the graphic organizer here. So you're going to fill in 1, 2, 3 different things, including lots of details. Clarity is now the time to sharpen the pencil. Nope, have a seat. Okay, when you get that done, number 4 says, turn it over, draw a picture on the back of your plant, use lots of details, and you can color it. If you get done, again, reading the article and answering the questions. Remember the questions, it's 2 sides. I think there's 10 questions, right? And those will be the front 2 groups. And then my group I'll be working at the round table with. And that group, you're actually going to be working on creating it's called a flip chart. You guys are going to pick 3, okay, 3 of, listen, you got to listen to what you're doing. You're going to pick 3 of the plants that we read about this week in our book and in the video. So you can pick 3. You're going to write the name on the front, flip it open, they're going to draw a picture of the plant, and then you're going to tell me something that you learned about the plant. Okay, so those of you that are working with me at the round table, this is your activity. And everybody's working on something that has to do with our meat-eating plants, our carnivorous plants. All right, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to have the back 2 groups do not need your reading books. Okay, so when you come back, all you have to worry about bringing is your pencil. Okay, so my back 2 groups. You guys are going to be reading the Scholastic News article and working on that as a group, reading together, talking about it, answering the questions, and then doing the crossword. So let's have, in this group, Phoebe, you're going to be my group leader, okay? And then we have Heather, Emma, and Isaiah. Okay, you guys are going to be over here. Okay, so why don't you guys just stand up and we'll move you over here. Okay? Mr. Karen. Heather, you're there. All right. So Heather, Emma, come on back. Oh, you're there. Sorry. Isaiah and Phoebe. Okay? And then Phoebe is the group leader. Okay, in this group, okay, Okay, why don't you go ahead and stand up. Okay, you guys can just move the back of the room. We're going to have Ariana, Jaden, Clarity, and Makai. And Jaden, you're my group leader. Bring your pencil. Okay? So you'll pass out all the things to everybody and then use the checklist, okay? All right. All right, my group over here. We're going to have Savannah, Taylor, Quincy, and Dante. Come on back. This is going to be my chair, so you guys can sit out there. And the front two groups, we're going to have, let's have Cruz, up this group, Amber, Brayden, and Sabrina. Bring your books and your pencils, your reading book and your pencil. And Amber, you are my group leader. Okay, and we have Cedric, Carly, Abby, and Elijah. Come over here, and Carly, you're my group leader. Pencils and books. Yes, honey. There's plenty of spots. Okay. Guys, try to sit together across from each other. So you need to go down there across from Marley, okay? Makai, we sit across from Clarity, so you guys can talk. Marley, there too. Okay, Brayden. Those ones are active. Yes. All right, guys, go ahead and get started. Go ahead. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a flip chart. Just keep it after this. Okay. Each of you guys are going to get one of these flip charts with your pencil. Okay? And what we're going to do is in our book, you're going to look in your book and you're going to find extras. Just go ahead and do it. Okay, just keep it in like one corner. Taylor, honey, can you have a pencil? Okay. Alright. You're going to use your book. Now listen, here's what you're going to do. Look at my example, okay? On the front of each plant, you're going to write the name of the plant. You're going to pick 3 plants. We're going to talk about several in our book, so you get to pick 3 of your favorites. You're going to write the name, okay? And on the inside of the flap, see my example? You're going to draw a picture, okay? Now, if you have time to pick the color, I want you to worry about doing this in the writing. And then down here at the bottom, you're going to tell me something that you learned. So you're going to say, I learned that and I said Venus flytrap has a hinge down the middle of the leaf. So it can be anything that you learned about that plant that you're choosing. Now, I also have some pictures here. Remember, I have here's some of our visuals. A hinge, a funnel, a little cookie that looks like the Venus flytrap. We've got our insects, we've got our snake that's remember resembles our what? What does this go with? Cobra lily, very good. And then I have pictures of them here if you need more help, okay? So when you get to the part where you're actually drawing, here's pictures and labeled on them. They all have the names at the bottom. Okay, so go ahead and get your book instead, okay? So again, here's an example. You write the name on the front flap, okay? Nice and neat.
What about on me?
You can write on the back. Yeah, on the back. You can write your name. If you can do it quickly. Yep, butterworts. Yep. That's one of our, if you look here, that's bladderworts. Then you gotta go, there's the one that I'm talking about. This purple one right here. Remember, we talked about that one. Yeah, we talked about bladderworts, we talked about the butterworts. See, this is the butterworts. Yeah. So all these are ones that are in our book. So use your book, but if you need to, you can look at the pictures too. Well, honey, look, there's 2 of them. Bladderworts, butterworts. Remember, we talked about both of them in our story. But you pick the ones that you want to talk about, that you learned about. Okay? Go ahead and do that. Write the names on the front flap. I'll be right back.
is slipping the shape of the container. Okay, so insect slips down into the hole. Please get out what is a clever way to get buried?
Now what about this little part of the bottom? You guys read that? Your turn? Okay, good job. Go ahead. Yeah, you can walk out here. There's someone read the top. Okay. Okay. How are we doing back here? You guys get your names of your plants? Good job. Are you using your information on your plants? Good. Do you have all three on here? Okay, good job. Right, now you can there's a green pie top. So go ahead and turn the flip open. Pop open, and then you can draw your picture. And then at the bottom, you're going to tell me if you want, you guys can take your lines down so you can separate them. I think I did it. Very good. Just be careful you don't punch a hole through it. It does look like your hair clip, doesn't it? Look at that. Good representation on the fly trap. Good job, Rosie. So what did you learn?
No.
Good. Just remember what you have.
No, you don't put it.
Good job, buddy.
It's
So you can either draw your picture now, or if you want to keep doing your writing and then go back and draw your picture, that's okay too. So you can do your writing now.
If you start at the first sentence, you can read 1 sentence. Go ahead, start reading. They didn't even mention
Look above Texas. That's what I meant. See, this is what Taylor's doing. She did the line. So like, she got everything separated. That's what I meant by that. So go ahead. You're going to do that. So that way when you're doing your writing, it doesn't go into
Okay, it's her turn. I'll tell you what. Or you can do that. Or you can do that. So you can watch that.
you guys understand what's about finding
What is a Dude, it's not your turn. My turn. My turn.
East or west, or where are there a lot of shapes? See all the states over here, guys? See all of them? These are all planned over here.
You don't live in your Ohio. In our state. Like Ohio. I got a state. Ohio. It's Ohio, I think. Oh yeah, they do. American. Yes.
Star on the state where you live. Okay, where do we live? Okay. Plants grow in your state. Is it shaded? Yes. Okay. If it's shaded, then yes, they do. Okay, so what are you going to do next? Tell your group. Okay, guys. Don't forget to write your sentence about what you learned. I gave those examples.
No, that's a different one.
Use your book when you're writing what you learned.
You have 2 pages. It's funny. We all want to do this?
Yeah, so, first part to do this.
Is there anything on here that can help you? Any one of these are puzzle
Eating. No, animals.
Okay, you got your pictures. Okay, now you got to do what you learned. So, hold on. Now you need to use your book. Use your book to help you. I know, you guys are doing a good job. Good job, Dante. Nice sentence. Capitals and words. Good job, Annie.
Okay, we're done.
You guys doing okay? Deborah, you guys answer the question. Go back and forth. You're reading She's reading it. She's reading it. Okay, guys, you need to quiet down a little bit. It's getting hard to hear some people reading. Quiet down a bit. Whisper. Whisper. Okay, remember your answers need to be in what? Complete sentences. So that means you need capital and mark. Make sure you go back in your article. Yes. Okay. Which one do you need help on? Okay, so number 1 you already answered. Why do carnivore plants have to be Here's your article. Why do you know? Okay? That's okay. Well, we can pass on. Here's Ariana. Here's a 5. Okay, so you need to look back in your article and you need to find. Okay, it's going to be in here. Why do carnivore plants have to be in order to live? So you can find it. If you find it, tell your group member what you need.
Thank you.
Okay, do you think it's on page 2?
Yeah.
Well, where is that?
Right here, right on the bottom.
Okay. Read it from high, read it.
Now they
Okay. So you answered what plants they help with. Now, before you write it, I would double check and just make sure. Okay, I'm not saying that's wrong, but just double check. Okay, well, you read it yourself and see if you find anything different. I think you guys are looking at the right spot, so. You guys know anything else about why we are Good. Go ahead and answer. Good job, guys. So the answer is foolish. Together is not.
It closes.
You gotta make sure. So then you need to turn it over. Okay, so you need one person. You just have to
Flower of them, they're both the same size. The flower one that most people grows by sundews.
All right, Serena, how are you doing, honey? Good job. All right, so your next one you're doing is the bladderworts. Okay, so why don't we talk about what did you learn about the bladderworts? So why don't you find it? Find it in your book. Okay, good. You found the picture. Now find it in your story. Right there. Okay. So what's something that you learned about that needle plant? So you look on this page and the next couple pages. It also talks about the so what's something that you learn about the bladderworts? So what these have to do with that plant? Is there something that you see that you could write down? Good job, Dante. Keep going.
I'm good.
Is there something like maybe about how it works or what it looks like? Or that it grows? Okay, where does it grow? No more. Very good. Okay, so we need to put, just like you did here, start at I learned. And when you come, it grows in the water. Good job. Almost put Sabrina. No, wait a minute. Good job. Like all your details.
Oh, right here. I found the answer. And it says September.
Now, is there something that you can tell me a little bit more about something that you think about where it grows? Something special about it? Interesting about that? So it looks like a rose and where does it grow? Okay, so you could just say here.
I don't want to give her.
Erase her. Yeah, good job. We're adding to it.
Insect.
the graphic sources that we talked about this week in our story? That's what they're called, graphic sources. How are we doing? I was on there. Be careful. Some of these may not be like in the paragraphs, and you may have to use something.
Actually, we kept that you. Okay, it's her turn. It's my turn.
No, there's my turn too.
In the sentence, and then read the fourth sentence and read all the
Oh, coloring. Yeah, sometimes I mean not.
It gets stuck.
This is so there is two different ones.
It's easy. This one I don't think is.
Okay, where are you at? Explain to me some catches in 6 How does it catch in 16? Okay, there you go. Okay, so it says, if you look here, this plant has sticky drops on it. They smell very sweet. An insect lands on the plant to taste the drops. It gets stuck on the drops instead. There you go. You can underline. Good job. That's a good study score. Underline. Are you guys using your article of the okay, that's
Third row. Actually, no, read the very first sentence.
So finish your last one and you can go to the good job. You guys are doing a good job working together. Yes. Good job. Okay, why don't you go ahead and go get like a box of crayons over there and we can color in our pieces. How you doing? What's the next one? Hood rollers. Okay, so what did you learn? I learned it looks. You're on the right piece. Now let's look at yours and make sure you have everything Those couple things that you said were right, so you can tell me.
We're starting. I don't know.
Now wait a minute, let's look at the amount of things over here. Is that telling you anything about? What does that have to do with that? What does that have to do with that? Well, it has something to do with it.
Okay, raise your hand if you find it.
That's what I mean. You have to tell me what you have to say.
A word that tells us hang on, I'll just read those. Which one in the house is
That's what it sounds. That's what you learned. how are you doing? Okay. Why don't I look at your sentences and see how you're doing? Hold on 1 second.
I just eat my bits like this in water.
Then you can color it. Okay? You finish your illustration and then you can color it.
Break this over.
Okay, good job. Good. And start coloring. Good job. Yes. Okay, well, go ahead and move it, okay? Hey, keep guys, keep working. Okay, how are we doing over here? Number 5. Would you like to have a meeting interview on why or why not? Yes or no, and you tell me why or why not. You need to explain in your mouth. You tell me why. Okay? Gotta explain. Yes, and then a comma. Yes, because. Yes, I would like to have one in my house. Okay, Clarity, honey. We're not messing with that stuff right now. Okay? Here, I'll put them in your desk. All right, Quincy.
And I found it.
Let me see.
Can I go get my
You can't use one of these? No. I have a box.
The buttermore and the sundew. This is another got it. I got one.
I learned. Okay, now look.
I got one.
Okay, I learned that. So look how I spelled it. I learned that it is now it's called. So you need to do that. There's a couple words, okay? Good job. Okay guys, we're gonna have to start finishing up. Start finishing up.
And I'll be